Welcome to Everglades Rhythm. So today I'm going to show you a little bit about the secrets behind rock and roll guitar playing. So we're going to take a look at the basic positions and then how you can turn it into the rock and roll sound. So the basic position that a lot of kind of lead lick and guitar playing is based around is this pentatonic scale, which sounds like this. So that's the basic scale. Now, there's a lot of ways you can take that note, and rather than necessarily thinking of it as a scale, you can think of it more as a positioning, of where your hand fits. So it kind of like, say if you're playing in the key of A, that scale fits nicely under your fingers like that. Now, so if you just think of it as a positioning, like a comfortable place to kind of move your fingers up and down, there's lots of little alterations and lots of little patterns and shapes within that scale that are easily accessible. So like for example, one of the easiest is just going to be where you flatten your fingers, and then you can get these kind of like, those kind of licks there. So all you're doing is you're flattening your finger across two strings. And all of a sudden you get that rock and roll sound, because it's two notes that are kind of either harmonizing or grating against each other. And each one of those, each time you combine those different notes, it creates different types of almost characteristic sounds. So for example, if you just use this one where you flat your finger across the first and second strings, it has this really powerful rock and roll sound, especially if you slide in. It's got that kind of Chuck Berry sound. So that's a great one. And then if you move over to the second and third strings with that same shape there, it gives you this sound, which you can kind of bend and manipulate, and it's got this kind of like, it's got this kind of major, minor-y, kind of gristly, sound like that. And even a variation on that is where you actually, instead of bending it, you just hammer on your finger, which is a great sound here. So that's a big part of rock and roll, that sound. And then you start to combine these ideas together, and then another one would be where you use your third finger and pinky to create like one of these kind of sounds. And it gives this really like kind of barbaric, kind of quirky sound. And that one there, where you use the third finger to bar across like that, that's got, again, a really powerful sound. But if you bend those two notes, that's kind of the ultimate kind of bluesy, mean, that's the meanest sound you can get. So a couple of those different ideas then, you got the kind of real powerful rock and roll sound. You got this kind of quirky two-finger note, Chuck Berry kind of notes. You got that kind of majory, minory pull, gristly kind of in and out. Even with the hammer on, it's kind of the major to minor twist. And then you've got that real mean. So that all those notes, you can kind of blend them in with just your basic scale here, and kind of mix and match those notes together, so you can add in different variations and start to create some really interesting sounds. So there you have it. There's one of the rock and roll secrets, using two notes and kind of blending them together with your scales.